How do you determine which ideas should move forward and which to leave behind? Garrett Lang explains the importance of being a good filter as a product manager. Tune in to hear how Garrett's experience at GE shaped his ability to make critical product decisions and find solutions where others saw roadblocks.
I think it's a combination of getting good business acumen through GE by learning from people who had really good business judgment. A lot of GE's leadership were top-notch leaders, and they would explain their business strategies to us at all hands meetings. And I didn't zone out at those meetings. I was paying really careful attention to what was said, and they had really good ideas. And I was listening carefully to all of the business strategies that our senior executives were doing. And I got to work with some of them later on in my career. Actually, sometimes early on in my career, when I was at GE corporate headquarters, I presented my project to GE's global CIO. So I got to work with these people that, and in that same rotation, I got to work with the guy that negotiated. I learned negotiation skills and how to negotiate with my vendor from the guy that negotiated Microsoft contracts for GE, which was awesome. Really brilliant guy, and learned a ton from him. Two is having the technical background to be able to overcome the technical challenges that technical teams have thrown at me and said, this is impossible. Because a lot of my projects I would not have been able to successfully complete if I hadn't gotten those things done. And when your development team says they have no solution, a lot of people give up at that point and say, well, there is no solution. I don't do that. I look for a solution, and I've always been able to find one when I did. I think the most important thing is being a good filter, and I've mentioned that a couple of times, is being able to tell the difference between a good idea and a bad idea. And that is non-trivial, and the jury's still out on whether or not I'm good at it. I think I am, but if people like what Playwright is doing, and so far people have, that gives me an indicator that I'm reasonably good at it. And throughout my career, I've gotten reinforcement that I'm reasonably good at it. But being a filter of what's a good idea and what's not a good idea is the most important thing that a product manager does. Because a product manager is deciding what goes into a product. So if the good ideas go into the product and the bad ideas stay out of the product's going to get better. And then the product's going to sell, much, much, much more effectively.